Picture this. You wake up and see headlines screaming that people are seriously talking about locking up Donald Trump, not just slapping him with fines or harsh words, but actually putting him in custody. And the reason? Something that would have sounded crazy just a few years back. Trump greenlit and personally ordered the kidnapping of Venezuela's president Nicolas Maduro. No legal cover, no real process. Just straight up grabbing him. Within hours, international law experts stopped arguing over politics. They jumped right into the hard questions. Does this fall under universal jurisdiction? Does it count as an international crime? Could Trump get arrested if he steps foot outside the country? If a United States president orders the snatch of a foreign leader, what happens then? Here's the thing, this isn't diplomacy. It's not some smart foreign policy play. It's way darker, and now folks are asking if it crosses the line enough to cuff Trump. That's the conversation blowing up right now. Once one country pulls this off against another, it changes everything. When a big power like ours says we can just snatch a leader we don't like, it opens the floodgates. No more rules, no more norms. Suddenly everyone wonders, will Trump get grabbed if he lands in certain spots? Should they grab him in a case like this? People always think the United States sits above that kind of trouble. Sure, it might hit Venezuela's president, but no way it touches ours. Listen, that might hold up. Maybe no one would dare try it on an American president. But in a world that sticks to facts, international law doesn't play favorites with countries. It's the law, or it's nothing. The same rules we use to justify grabbing foreign leaders could flip right back on Trump. That's what's got so many people rattled about this. It's not that they love Maduro. Most folks don't unless you're into strongman dictators. But if the new rule is might makes right, if the tough guy can kidnap the weak one anywhere on the globe, then every leader becomes a target, including ours. We've already heard chatter in Colombia, in Mexico, other places too. Leaders there are talking extra protection now because this whole Maduro mess exposed a hard truth. You might figure your president is untouchable, but they could be way more at risk from overseas grabs than you thought. And that's sparking real talks in those countries. So what about here in the United States? Think about the big talk and the cocky attitude from someone who acts like laws don't touch him. That plays fine at home, as long as Trump stays on United States soil. I doubt anyone here tries what they did to Maduro. But take him overseas? That's different. The more Trump brags about this Maduro grab like it's some power move, some show of muscle, the more other nations might think, why hold back? And here's what his fans don't want to face. This skips left versus right. Democrats battling Republicans? Sure, that's big on the Daniel Cross show. Party fights matter in politics. But this boils down to one thing. Does the United States run on laws, or on the whims of one loud guy with orange skin? Once you make rogue grabs normal against foreign bosses, don't act surprised if the world says game on. You know what? It might not even hit Trump. Other countries could start trouble with our lower-level diplomats, American officials posted abroad. This could turn really nasty if everyone drops the guardrails. Reality is, one guy owns this mess. Trump dragged us here with wild moves, backed by yes-men around him, either cashing in on a guy whose mind is slipping, who barely knows left from right, or straight up planting these nuts ideas themselves. Now, if you bet no country ever tries grabbing or holding Trump, you might win. I'm not saying he'll get arrested next trip overseas. Not claiming that. But think about how so many global messes kick off. Everyone assumes nobody would go there. Nobody would cross that line. Then somebody does. And boom, the world's different. So keep that in your head. It's wild that people are even asking now, could they arrest Trump? Should they arrest Trump? Can the Secret Service handle it alone overseas? Enough to stop a whole nation's cops from cuffing him? If they decide it's time,